Yo, yo, yo. What's up, family? Live about the markets, talking live about the markets. What's going on? What's going on? How we doing? How we doing? Man, another choppy day in the market, bro. Another choppy day in the market. Hold on, I'm logging in, logging back in right now, looking at my chart. Where we got SPX, we at, what's that? 68.62. About, what's that? 50 points away from all-time highs. The beautiful thing about SPX, if you got SPX pulled up, is that it's still in this range from 6,800 to 6,900. And as long as we stay in that range, everything is still on intact. The bad part about it is staying in that range, though. We've been sitting in this range for about, let me see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. We've been in this range for 9 days, bro. 9 trading days in a row, we've stayed in between 6,800 and 6,900. We've stayed in this range for 9 days, bro. Boring days. And another thing too, I was gonna put this video up later. Investing is actually supposed to be boring, right? And that is one thing that I learned at the firm as well. Investing the cool and the endorphins and the dopamine that you get from the markets, trading will give you that. But when it comes to strictly investing and letting your great plays cook and work out for you, there's not a lot to do. You just got to let them cook. And in that time of cooking, it's supposed to be boring, right? And that's just like hoops. They said the boring players, they're not fun to watch, but they're the ones that get the job done. They said the boring players, the one that stick to the fundamentals, they're boring to watch, but they're actually the ones that get the job done. And so that's the same thing what we got going on. If you invested into the right companies, bought assets on a discount, and you bought time on them, there really isn't much to do unless you want to day trade. And if you want to day trade, these are the worst days to day trade. Why? Because the market has kind of been sitting stagnant. Yeah, you're gonna find your one or two outliers. You're gonna find your one or two companies that, you know, this one's bleeding a little crazy or this one is going crazy while the market is staying stagnant. But when it comes to overall market breadth, is what you call it, the whole market's not moving. And so I'm not going to say you got to get lucky when the market is not moving, but you definitely have to pick right. And that's one thing that you learn also with reading. The chances or the probability always want to be in your favor, right? It's like I say about hoops, like we want to take a high quality shot every single time. That doesn't mean we're going to hit, but we're putting the game in our favor every single time. We putting the game in our favor every single time. We're taking a high quality shot every single time down the court. And that's the same thing, bro. We've been trading inside of 6,800 and 6,900 for 9 days straight. There literally is nothing to do. Like, unless you really want a day trade, get in on a 5 minute trade, 15-minute trade, an hour trade. Like I said, investing is supposed to be boring, bro. It's supposed to be boring. Like I say, I always paint the analogy. Like when I was at the investment firm, I just got off a meeting right now with a financial advisor. We was just chopping it up. When I was at the investment firm, the ones that play the boring, simple game are the ones that typically win all the time. They said there's more millionaires today than ever before, right? And they said majority of the millionaires are it's inside of their 401k retirement account. Oh, so what does that mean? That means Majority of people didn't get rich from building a business. Majority of people didn't get rich from day trading. Majority of people didn't get rich from hitting a lick or streaming. Majority of people have had their investments into their 401k retirement account and it's been growing slowly over the years. Majority of people today that are millionaires have it in their 401k accounts. Don't let these people trick you out of your spot. Don't let them say, no, you got to do this and you got to do that and you got to be great in this. You got to be great in that. Bro, stick to the game plan, bro. Buy quality assets, buy on a deep discount, and buy some time, bro. You do those three things, you're controlling what you can control, right? Me and my coach on the same page. I understand all the plays. I know I'm supposed to get it to my big man in the paint, right? I know I'm supposed to back cut, and I know I'm supposed to get back on D first because I'm the point guard. If I do all of that, if we lose the game, that's okay, bro. I did what I was supposed to do, right? And that is why I say, and this is statistics. This is what the statistics are showing that majority of people today are millionaires out of their 401k account. Listen to me. Buy quality, buy some time, and buy on a deep discount. Let your plays cook for you. The stock market is going higher and higher and higher. Yo, there's a reason why we've been trading in the same levels for the past 9 days. It's been nothing but good news. So why aren't we going higher? They're obviously waiting for something. They're obviously waiting for something. So if they're waiting for something, all we got to do is just be patient. Yes, I know it's boring. We're not seeing our account grow as fast as we wanted to, but listen to me. The ones that can fall in love with the journey and fall in love with the boring days are the ones that are going to be here in the long term. And that's always how it is, bro. That's with anything. That's with business. That's with sports. If you can fall in love with the little details, you're going to be here for the long run. And the ones that are here for the long run, 95% of the time, they turn into millionaires. If you're trying to get rich tomorrow, if you're trying to get rich next week, maybe this game ain't for you. You're gonna be second guessing yourself. You're gonna be like, is this game for me? I don't like when the stock go up. I don't like when it go down. It's pissing me off. My emotions all over the place. The reason why your emotions all over the place because you're not thinking long term. Like I said it yesterday, Warren Buffett said we have too many people thinking about how to go from 100,000 to 1 million in 1 year, and we don't have enough people thinking about how to go from 100,000 to 10 million in 10 years. I said, golly. I'm gonna say it again. He said, Warren Buffett said, we have too many people focused on going from 100,000 to 1 million in 1 year, rather than multiple people focused on going from 100,000 to 10 million in 10 years. Golly, goodness. That means they playing the long game. That means he's saying play the long game. Think long term. Buy your plays out. Where is the stock market going to be in January? Not where it's going to be in December. If in January the stock market is going to be at all-time highs, okay, we know that. Now we got to ask ourselves, what do we do in the meantime before January? Does that mean we complain and cry and, bro, I don't like this game. I hate this game. Maybe I should start day trading more. Maybe I should start doing this more. Maybe I should start playing with futures. Maybe I should start doing this. Maybe I should start selling calls. Maybe I should start selling puts. Maybe I should start doing this. Bro, stick to the script. Yes, add multiple tools to your bag. Yes. When it comes to the foundation of this game, long term, bro. Strictly long term. That's how they play it. That's how the white people play it. I mean, shoot. And they're obviously pretty successful at this shit. So why won't we try it? You feel me? So, and that be the problem with the internet. The internet speeds us up. especially in the black community. People shining, people showing their results, people successful, entrepreneurs, rappers. They got the family, they got the wife, they got the kids. Everything is perfect on Facebook. Everything is just amazing. What happens is it makes us speed up as well. No, stay down, stay focused, stay on your mission. Find beauty in the journey. Find beauty in your road to a million. You get $1 million today, yeah, you're gonna be happy, you're gonna be euphoric, you're gonna be, man, astonished, dog. You're gonna feel so good. And then after a day, after a couple days, you're like, man, I gotta get to 10 million. Because I done already achieved the goal of 1 million. Now I gotta get to 10 million. And then the feeling of getting to that million is gone just like that. That's why you gotta enjoy the journey, bro. A lot of people they get there and we see it. A lot of people get to their goals and then what? They fall off. Why? Because the goal that they've been going after, it ain't what it seemed to be. Because they was in love with the end goal. They wasn't in love with the journey. Fall in love with the journey. Have fun, bro. Smile when the days are red. I remember the market was red a couple weeks ago. Man, in November, the market was bleeding. I'm talking about bleeding consecutive days, and I'm over here making dance videos, dog. I'm smiling, I'm geeked. We on the calls having a good time. We laughing, joking. Um, I think Harvey on here. I think that was his first day in the market. We had that call that day, and we was talking about everything. Um, bro, I was so geeked and excited when the market was bleeding a couple weeks ago because I knew we were going to be on the way back up. Right. And I'm looking at the chart right now. Look at this. The chart right now shows during that time frame when we were bleeding, the market touched the low of 65.21. 65.21. Listen to me. Let me take you back. We had a touched a high of 69.10. 69.10, 90 points away from 7,000, 69.10, and fell from 69.10 to 65.21 in about 2 weeks. We dropped almost 500 points in 2 weeks. And what was I doing? I was celebrating. I was laughing. I was on Instagram. I was going IG Live. We was on our calls. I was geeked. Why was I geeked and excited when everybody else was panicking and pissed? Because I've been here before, bro. I knew we were going back up. I knew this was the perfect time to get in position. I'm gonna scoop this Tesla up. I'm gonna scoop this Meta up. I'm gonna scoop this Microsoft up. I'm gonna scoop this VST up. I'm gonna scoop this Oracle up. I'm gonna scoop this Tempest up. While everybody's crying and screaming and upset, we over here executing plays. We over here executing plays. That is why it's important to fall in love with the journey, right? Don't fall in love with the destination. If you thought we was going to 7,000 when we was at 6910 and we went to 6,500, you probably thought about committing suicide. And that's the danger of this game. I said this on the call yesterday, and I'll go on record to say this. And I will be an advocate for this. You probably ain't gonna hear no one else say this, but I'll say it. Over the next year or two, you are going to see an uptick in cases for therapy. You're going to see an uptick in counseling for therapy. Why is that? Because everybody is playing stocks now. Everybody's playing with stocks now. Everybody wants to be a day trader. People don't understand the dopamine and the endorphins and the chemicals that release out of your mind when you are gambling. It's just like FanDuel. You waiting on you waiting on LeBron to score these points and he don't do it or he does do it. If he does do it, it done made your day. If he don't do it, you pissed off at him. You do it again the next day, he do it, you lit. He don't do it, you pissed. You keep doing that consecutively over time. It's gonna start playing tricks on your mind. What's gonna happen is you're not even gonna be able to enjoy your day unless your day is going exactly how you want it to go. You're not going to be able to enjoy your day unless your day is going exactly how it's supposed to go. And if it's not going exactly how it's supposed to go, like that parlay, you're going to automatically have a bad day. It is going to train your mind to think how you think when you're gambling. If it's not hitting a parlay, I'm pissed today. If it is hitting a parlay, I'm happy today. You're going to see an uptick in so many cases in therapy that people are going to be losing their minds. People are going to be losing their minds. That is why it's important to surround yourself with people that have been playing this game, bro. You have to surround yourself with people that are official in this game, bro. These new guys that are coming out, you need to trade like this, you need to trade like this. There is a reason why I stick to my rules and stick to my principles. You're going to listen to me. I'm gonna keep saying it. And I don't want to speak this into fruition, but I'm seeing it. I'm talking to guys every day. They are having a horrible day if the market or their parlays are not hitting. They're having a great day if they making money in the market and their parlays are hitting. Over time, that is going to train your mind to think if you're making money, you're having a good day. If you're losing money, you're having a bad day. How are you going to raise your kids? How are you going to be in relationships with people? How are you going to have good emotional intelligence in public, in the community, when your mind is trained to think if things are going good, my life is great. If things are going bad, my life is terrible. Bro, I'm sorry to bust your bubble. Every day ain't going to be a perfect day. Like, that's not how this shit is. That's why you got to fall in love with the journey. You still got to enjoy the bad days. You got to enjoy the days you're not making no money. You got to enjoy the days the market is staying still. Listen to me. 9 days in a row, the market has traded between 6,800 and 6,900. 9 days in a row. 9 trading days. That means that's 2 weeks. The market has traded 9 days in a row in the same area. Every day is not going to be a great day. Every day is not going to be a horrible day. Some days it might stay the same. And you're like, man, what the hell? But that is why it's on us to find other passion, other things that we can get better at. Right? Like I told y'all on the I hope y'all listened to the voice note I put in here earlier this morning where my life insurance policy, and I'm gonna break it down later. Yo, I got offered a business venture out here in Dallas. I sat down with this non-for-profit. They were talking about doing this and doing that, and me being the face of this company that they're trying to start, and they got um investors behind them, and it was like a startup cost that I would have to I forgot what they said I would have to do, but it'll be something regarding showing up and presenting, but there were something that I would need to get the business going. And I asked them, I said, how much is the startup cost? Oh, they said, oh, it's about a couple grand. I said, a couple grand, that's nothing. In my stock account, we sitting on something large. And I'm like, but I don't want to take anything out of my stock account because I want to be here if we were to dip again, just like in April we did. And I want my stock account to just to keep growing. I don't want to take nothing out of my stock account, even though I can. Where could I find a couple grand right now to finance this business venture that we looking for? And it just dawned on me. I have a life insurance policy. I'm like, oh my goodness. The wealth strategies that I started back in 2021, 2022 are paying off today. I looked inside my life insurance policy. I have about $3,000 in loan value that I can utilize right now. And if you're not familiar, I know a lot of y'all are familiar with the life insurance policy, but if you're not familiar with your life insurance policy, as you pay your premiums in the life insurance and as it grows in value, you get to borrow against the money that you put into the account. It's like a bank account, right? And just to break it down in simpler terms, if I put 5,000 in the bank will say, "Hey, of that 5,000, we're going to allow you to use 3,000 of it in borrowed money." And you're going to put up your bank account that initial deposit as collateral. Basically, if I don't pay this loan value back, they're going to take that 5,000 out and that's going to be theirs. That's what I'm using as collateral. But the thing about life insurance that they don't tell you, this is why white people have been using this for over 150 years. I looked at the stats last night. The borrowed money that I'm about to take out, the 3,000, 2 to 3,000 that I'm about to take out, I don't have to. There is no due date on when I have to pay that money back. Yes, it's gonna collect interest yearly, but there is no, hey, you need to pay us this loan back on January 15th. No, you don't. You technically, if I continue to keep paying this interest back for the meanwhile, I don't have to pay that loan back for a couple years if I don't want to. If I don't want to. All right. And I'm like, man, this is how they have been playing the game. This is how they've been financing everything that they've been doing. I was trying to figure out when I was at the firm, I would have someone call in and say, hey, Nate, I got $1 million extra. Already got $100 million stock account. I got $1 million extra. I'm about to go get a whole life term policy or a whole life policy. I'm like, why would you do that? Because if I put the M in, number one, Uncle Sam doesn't see any of this. I'm like, what? So you can just take the money on Uncle? You don't got to no taxes on it. It's your money. I'm like, what? And then the borrowed money that you use, they say we use the borrowed money to finance our personal business ventures that we're trying to do. I'm like, oh my God, this is the game at the highest level. This is the game at the highest level. It collects interest on it over the years, but the crazy thing is the money that sits in the life insurance policy, it still collects interest and dividends because the life insurance is based off of the market. I'm like, wait, so my life insurance is basically tied to the production of the market of the S&P. Oh, said, oh my God. And there are definitely different policies there. You got annuities, you got term policies, you got whole life. But I'm like, yo, my policy, the money that I've been putting into this every single month for the past couple years, the reason why it's been growing is because it's based off the market. I'm like, oh, this is the cheat code, bro. This is the cheat code. Everyone, and they're like, yo, if you do the numbers, about 80 to 90% of black people don't have life insurance policies. And I'm like, I mean, of course, I said they didn't tell us about this in high school. They don't talk to us about this in college. Why the hell would I be a black man and I just go get a life? Why would I go get a life insurance policy? What the hell? And they're like, bro, because black people only think that is for when you die so you can pass down money to your beneficiaries. Oh, my life insurance is going to pay for the funeral, it's going to pass down money. No, there are strategies that they use while you're alive that you can utilize. What I just used last night. I just requested to take out a couple grand. They said, "Oh, you'll have it in your account in like 2 business days." I just came up on a couple grand out of nowhere because I started this wealth strategy about a couple years ago. I completely forgot about it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let my stock account work. I'm gonna let all my plays cook, and I got the money to finance the business venture that we about to do. Dude, this is the game at the highest level, bro. The highest level possible. The highest level possible. And worst case scenario, knock on wood, if I were to pass today or soon or whatever in the future or whenever I pass in the future, because we all gonna pass away, my life insurance policy it still has my beneficiaries on it. It still has my beneficiaries on it, right? I'm like, bro, this is the game. And I'm like, no wonder they don't tell us about this. No wonder white people don't tell us about this. Because it's a cheat code, bro. If I got 100,000, I need to get rid of it, but I really want to use it. Well, if I put it in the stocks, I know I can't utilize it unless I take out a margin loan or if I take out an SB LOC loan against it, collateral, or I can use my life insurance account, take out that loan. But this loan that I take out, oh my goodness, Uncle Sam won't know, no one will know about it. That is why I'm saying when the market is consolidated, when we are moving in the same race 9 days in a row, you have to consistently keep learning and feeding yourself, bro. The same way you go to the gym and you pump your arms to get your arms stronger is the same way you have to do it with your brain. And the way you do it with your brain is through books and personal development, YouTube videos, watching podcasts. What, bro, when that finally stuck in my head a couple years ago, everything changed for me. Now my mentor broke it down. He said the same way you go to the gym and you go lift that curling bar and you stretch that muscle is the same way you have to stretch your brain muscle, but you do it with books. You do it with YouTube videos. You do it learning from other people. You do it from picking up strategies from other people. ChatGPT is should be your best friend. Magnet AI should be your best friend. How do I utilize this to learn this? Like I said it on the call yesterday. I said, bro, if I wanted to be an astronaut, I'm not going to be it overnight, but with the foundation and the principles that I stand by, I'm going to be able to become an astronaut. Why? Because I know becoming successful in basketball for me, playing at the NCAA level, I know I had to be disciplined. I know I had to be persistent. I know I had to be consistent. I know I had to have work ethic, and I had to be ambitious to learn and get better. And I'm like, okay, cool. I did that with basketball playing. Now let me use those same five principles when it comes to coaching basketball. Coaching basketball, we sent over 100 kids to college over the past 2 years. I'm like, okay, cool. So that worked in playing and that worked in coaching. Now let me try this in business. In business, a network marketing company in 2020, we built a six-figure company at 21 years old. I was 21 years old when I built a six-figure company while I was in college. Same five principles: consistency, discipline. I'm ambitious. I got a work ethic, and I'm persistent. Okay, cool. I did it in entrepreneurship. I did it playing basketball, and I did it in coaching. Now let me use those same principles when it comes to learning stocks. Voila! 2, 3 years later, we teaching this thing every single day at the highest level possible. And I'm like, okay, cool. So now, if I want to do something else, let me say I want to be an astronaut, or I want to be, you know, what else is out here? I want to be a doctor. I want to be a neurosurgeon. It might take some time, but that's where that persistency comes in. I'm going to be persistent towards this. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to be consistent towards this. I got to stay with it. I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to stay focused, right? I got a work ethic. I'm going to put in the 10,000 hours. If I use the formula for those couple things and it work, I'm going to use it for everything else. And if I use it for everything else, it's only a matter of time until I'm successful in the other ventures that I'm trying to do, just like I've been successful in everything else. Yo, guys, people look at me and they're like, bro, you just turning 26 years old. Like, you're an anomaly. We just don't understand how you're doing this. My family says this. When we went to Thanksgiving, they were just like, we just don't understand how you're able to just keep doing all this. You play basketball, you were coaching and then you were training, then you're doing basketball events. Now you're doing investing events. You got your licenses on Wall Street. You were just on Wall Street. Now you got a financial community. You built the ecosystem from scratch using AI and coding. How did you do all this in 2 years? And then you moved to Dallas 8 months ago, and now you got connections in Dallas. You with Dirk Nowitzki, you with Steve Nash, you with Boris Kojo, you with Kyrie Irving, you kicking it with Cooper Flag, you with all these guys. How are you able to do this in 2 years? And I'm like, guys, I am not, I am not like a superhuman. I'm literally doing the same thing in everything that I do, the same foundation. I'm just moving at a pace and I'm not getting distracted. That's the only difference, bro. I'm not getting distracted. I'm staying locked in and focused. And it just shows you how How much time that niggas have, bro. If I can do all this in less than 2 years, it shows you we really have too much time on our hands, bro. Because if you want me to be honest, I've done a lot in 2 years, but there was so much more that I could have done if I didn't, I got distracted a little bit, enjoying my life a little bit. But all the stuff that I did in 2 years, imagine if I was ultra locked in for 2 years. I'm super locked in for sure. Y'all know that. Y'all see me every single day, how I'm moving in the chat. I'm talking, I'm up in the morning, I'm up late night. Y'all see how I'm moving. But imagine, and I'm telling you from first-hand experience, there was another level that I could have went to. There's another level that I can go to. There's another level. And guys, I'm gonna let y'all in on the secret. When you start working at a certain frequency, when you're working at a certain frequency, the universe is going to move the things that are at your frequency into your life. I'm literally letting y'all in on the secret. When you're moving at a certain frequency, God and the universe is going to move certain things at your frequency into your life. If I'm working at $1 million frequency, maybe I don't have $1 million yet. Maybe I don't have $10 million yet. But if I'm moving correct, if I'm treating people the right way, if I'm putting my face in the right places, if I'm valuable as a person, you're gonna see naturally the Caleb Silvers naturally just float into my life. I don't know him. You're gonna naturally see the Ian Dunlaps float into my life. You're naturally going to see the Rashads and Troys float into my life. Peter Einstein, Peter Tuckman from Wall Street. When I was at Wall Street, I was like, man, I would love to meet Peter Tuckman. I turned the corner. Peter Tuckman was like, hey, young fella. Peter Tuckman is in my life. Wall Street Trapper in Dallas. You start moving at the right frequency. Me and Wall Street Trapper chopping it up out here in Dallas. He had that event with TD's Jakes. We here. You start moving at the right frequency. I'm talking to Don Peebles at InvestFest 2 years ago. The right frequency, he going through what he going through for sure. And I'm not an advocate for nothing that he has, but I'm talking about the frequency of meeting these people and being in the right rooms. A couple years ago, when Diddy was the headline at VIP night, I got to fist pound and say what's up to Diddy. I'm not bragging on that. I'm just saying when you're moving at the right frequency, God will put those things in your life, bro. That's my secret, bro. I'm working at such a high frequency that I'm automatically gravitating to the other people that are working at that frequency. Rick Ross 2 years ago in VestFest. This year we had a what was that? We had a it was a magnate weekend recap that they put together for me. Well, we was gonna be at this spot on Thursday night, and we're gonna have magnatinous people here. We're gonna have magnatinous people at VIP night. We're gonna have magnatinous people Saturday night. We're gonna have magnatinous people Sunday night. They put a whole itinerary together for me. I in in retrospect, from Indianapolis, I'm not nobody compared to your Steve Harveys, but they see the value and they see the frequency that I'm on. They're like, yo, this dude is gonna be a star. Yo, he just turned 26. Yo, by 30 in 4 years, dude, everybody connected to you, y'all all gonna be rich. This is what Ian Dunlap is telling me. He said, dude, you're gonna be better than me. And I'm like, yo, I'm going. I said, why you say? He said, because you're understanding these concepts faster than I did. And I'm in my 40s. You 20, you start this a couple years ago. It's no wonder you're in the place that you are right now. By the time you're 30 in 4 years, bro, he said we'll be late, we'll be 45, 46. By the time you're 30, dude, everybody connected to you, y'all gonna be so successful, bro. Look how fast y'all moving together as a unit. Look how y'all do weekly calls every Thursday. Y'all are already tight. Y'all already building. Y'all already on the same page. Everybody has their own stuff going on. Y'all gonna be so successful as a group. It's gonna be ridiculous. It's gonna be ridiculous. And that is why I say moving at the right frequency and surrounding yourself with the right people, bro. You surround yourself with the right people, it's only a matter of time until you have what you're supposed to have. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time until you have what you're supposed to have. That is why I say in these days the market just staying still. Bro, I've been doing this. I was here in April. I would bro, a lot of guys weren't here when I was on Wall Street in 2023 when the market just randomly dropped off of just some random. That was one of the first times I seen the market drop and we had um the call queue. It was like 800, 900 people in a call queue per hour. 900 people calling in per hour just to sell all their stocks. Yo, I was on Wall Street. I was doing this, bro. Now I'm just doing it for myself. I learned everything I could from them guys, and now I'm doing everything for myself. Now I'm doing it for us, right? I'm teaching us. I'm teaching myself. I'm teaching us life insurance policies. God, it just came up on a couple grand out of nowhere, right? Playing in the stock game, right? Understanding this stuff that they're saying, understanding why the Federal Reserve is important. This stuff is life changing if you stay focused and you lock in, bro. But that's my TED talk for the morning, man. Um, it's just amazing. It's just amazing to see, just amazing to be a part of. Um, just amazing. So yeah, that's my TED talk, man. We in the market, be in the chat, and then we'll go from there. All right, fellas.